show up, but I couldn't get a freaking picture. And people were like, we need a picture so we can walk away and show people what you showed us. I couldn't get it. I'm like standing on every blade of grass with the thing, and it, you know, going and literally just, and I kicked a spot in the dirt, and I left. And I came back the next day, and I started all over. Dun, 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 dun. And at the same time of day, give or take, in that exact spot where I kicked the dirt. And so then I was like, okay, that's the spot. I did it like 7 days in a row, and I'm okay, that's it. So I learned what I was doing in that spot. I was on a little tiny mound on one hill. My little back foot was in between the sidewalk or the foundation of the house and the yard, where there's the little divot. So I was cocked a little way. You know, I had to literally learn exactly how I was standing. And I go, okay, I'm doing this, and I hold that position and come over here. And I'm like, okay, now I'm going to pretend my foot is in the ravine and my other foot's up on a hill, and I'm like, ooh, if I get in that spot, I can do it anywhere. You know, work. But it's a huge pain in the butt. But once you get it,
sorry, go on.
Once you get it, there's no going back. It's like riding a bicycle. Like they give me a traumatic brain injury, so I wouldn't do it again. And I'm like, it's like riding a bike. It's like taking a breath of air. Once you know how to do it, it's a done deal. It can never be taken from you.
Yeah, interesting.
Energy, the organization inside of information per physics can't be created nor destroyed. So once you put that information inside some organized energy, it exists.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what I find. I want to try to take a picture because I want to show people, you know.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
Me too. Because I feel like whenever I try to like show my friends your page and stuff, they just can't see past your jokiness. They just can't see past it, and I try to like show them like
for a reason. It's a filter. Yeah. It's a filter.
Yeah, that makes sense.
People don't understand. I used to have this professor. He'd do weird things all the time, and I liked it. Like, you know, because it got you to pay attention to what he was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, I noticed he did those things, and literally, you 6 people, leave now. Because if he didn't, they were the 6 people that weren't going to get it the whole class and just distract everybody else. He did those little tricks, those little jokes and things like that to identify who he needed to remove out of the class now so they didn't interfere with what you were learning later. And I've just used it. Like, if you don't have the maturity to understand jokes are included in education, you know, you can't understand how to compartmentalize that stuff. You know, just move on.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting trick because I have you don't see that in education, you know.
You do it in this is something at the very, very top. You see it in education. It's only for the very top, and I'm like, this is interesting. Like, you go to the top professors in the world, they use jokes and, you know, fun, but they don't do it in the middle and the bottom. Like, well, you know, why not? Well, because it works the best. Like, you took what works the best and you just do it for the people at the top. If you want more people at the top, shouldn't you do it for the people at the bottom? They're like, well, that's a catch-22 because then there's more competition. The more people we bring up to our level, the more competition we have for funding, Nobel Prizes. And people understand in science, you know, there's a lot of people who don't want competition at the top because you interfere with their income. And not the income they use to pay their bills, the income they use for their experiments. It's not infinite, it's very finite. There's a very limited amount of resources for experiments and things like that. So a lot of people who are at the top limit the information the people in the middle and the bottom get and limit how they understand it so they're not competition. Like, I've seen teachers at colleges look you right and go, that person sitting next to me, that's my replacement. I'm not teaching them nothing. So then I don't have a replacement. That whole back section, all of those people can replace me the day they graduate. They're like, I'm not teaching them nothing. I like watching, like, you ain't teaching those people nothing, and their IQ is off the charts. They can replace you. And they're like, yeah, that's why they're not. That's why they're not being taught, because they can replace you.
That's an interesting way to look at it. I mean, I just feel like, is there any hope for like the people that the people that get filtered out? You know? Did you hear that?
Yeah, for the hope for the people that can filter it out.
Yeah.
You, why can't you teach them?
Yeah, I just need a better understanding because I feel like a lot of the time when I try to explain things, I can't find words. It's really hard, and I'm really impressed with you.
Yeah, get a scientific thesaurus and a religion. Get a thesaurus, literally. Just get and
Yeah,
study.
yeah, that's a good idea. I don't have many books. I don't read a lot. I usually just watch videos. That's my main way to like take in info. Because I feel like whenever I read it, I don't know. It just kind of like goes in and then out. I have
Yeah,
trouble with it, but yeah. Um, hmm. I'll let you go now, but it was good talking to you.
you too. God bless.
God bless.